Oh my God, I'm back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aries Kitchen. I just hope you're ready. I don't know what for. I honestly couldn't really tell you what's gonna happen right now. I know what we're gonna try to do, but I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anyone really does. No one knows the future. I am excited to be back cooking and you know, how we do this. I miss this. I miss doing it to him. So thank you for joining and being here. In case you don't know, I recently did a live version of this and I will be doing a live version of this continuously. The links for that will be down below. But I wanted to make a tried and true cooking video because I actually had something on my mind. I was really thinking, what is a food that I have eaten before? And it has been like a special occasion food, but I also have never made it, right? So I've eaten it, it was really good, probably in a different place than I live. And then I never ate it again or made it because it was like a one-time thing. What is that thing? Well, if you're still here, you're probably asking yourself, what is he talking about? And the answer is poutine. I want to make poutine, okay? This is for all my poutine loving Canadians out there. You guys are the best and you make just this weird, incredible, potato-based, rich food that I want now. I want to eat it, I want to make it, and I want to eat it. I believe I've had it twice, once in Toronto and once in Edmonton. I might be mistaken, but I definitely had it in Toronto. And I just remember how insane it was. We found a place that had vegan poutine. I wish I could remember the name of it because I would shout them out. It was in downtown Toronto. I had never had anything like this. French fries with gravy and cheese curds, and you eat it with a fork. If you've never had poutine, I know it sounds wild, but in potatoes, we trust, okay? That is my motto around here. I hope you're ready to have your taste buds and your mind and just your imagination expanded and fucked with a little bit of potatoes, a little bit of gravy and some cheese. Gather round, we're going up north to Canada to do it to them. For this recipe, you're gonna need some cashews, some nutritional yeast, some broth, water, and tapioca starch is, I think, the most important part in making the cheese, as well as some white vinegar and salt. You'll also need some green onions for garnish, so get those ready if you please. And then of course the potatoes, which will be our French fries, which we're gonna make homemade. As you know, I love making my own French fries. It's very easy and they come out delicious, pretty much as good as any restaurant you've been to. So first things first, we are going to make our own cheese. This might be a lot, okay? And I might be in over my head here, but I've wanted to make my own cashew-based cheese for a long time. I've looked at a lot of recipes and a lot of them are very scary. I don't like looking at them because they give me anxiety just thinking about trying to do them. But I found one that goes along with this poutine recipe that I feel like is simple enough that I can handle it. And if I can't handle it, oh well, I'm moving on, okay? I'm not a professional here. The process of making it isn't very complicated at all. It's actually pretty easy. You kind of just blend it and then you cook it in a pot. Between those two steps, I can fuck this up. I'd honestly be impressed, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our blender. You're gonna snap once and then it's just gonna appear in your hand, okay? If you don't do it that way, you should learn how to do it. Just watch a YouTube tutorial how to make things appear in your hand by snapping. Okay, ready? See? Easy. I got it, it's here, pretty clean. Anyway, you're gonna take about a quarter cup of raw cashews. You're gonna take some amount of nutritional yeast, AKA flakes, oh gold. Then we're gonna take our tapioca starch, which is the important ingredient here. This is what's gonna turn our liquid kind of cheese into like a stretchy, binded, cohesive cheese substitute once we cook it. So salt and tapioca starch. And then we have our white vinegar. I think it's a teaspoon. And then we're gonna add 1/2 a cup of water at a time. So 1/2 cup, roughly, maybe a little more. Okay, so this just looks like a bunch of crap in here and we're gonna blend it until it kind of becomes a cheese, or at least like a liquid cheese sauce, and then we're gonna cook it. So let's get blending, all right? Start with 1/2 cup of water. I'm gonna try to work with this here. I'm gonna pause it, and I'm gonna scrape it off the sides because there's, I don't know, anytime you blend cashews, it goes wild in there, okay? All right, so I think now we can add our other half cup of water. There we go. Crank it up. We're done, especially with the noise. Okay, so we have our non-stick pot here, all right, and we are gonna pour the cheese mixture and cook it over medium heat while stirring for about 5 minutes. All right, so the cheese is actually an interesting texture right now because it's not quite a liquid. I mean, it is a liquid, but the longer it sits in the heat, the longer it's like sort of clumping up. I think the main reason why this specific cashew cheese recipe will work for cheese curds is because it's gonna have the right texture. The taste may be, you know, hit or miss as far as like an actual cheese curd, but I do think it's gonna go well in place of that like stretchy little kind of clump that we're looking for. So this is actually wild. Yeah, like look at this, this is wild. It's actually like clumping up. I've never done anything like this. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? I'm gonna taste it. Oh my gosh, that tastes really good. I didn't know what it was gonna taste like, and it really does taste like cheese. I don't know if you could tell, but this is fully like turning into like a stretchy mozz. This is so cool that we're doing this right now. I'm blown away that it's this easy. I'm gonna lower the heat a little bit to about 2.5, or like, I guess low. This is so wild, dude. Look, are you kidding me? We made our own cheese. This is crazy. Yo, what the heck? I think we're done. I don't want it to burn, and it seems like a sticky, clumpy ball. Dude, what? I'm kind of blown away here. This is tripping me out right here. It's like that stretchy mozz texture. I mean, and it tastes cheesy. I wonder if we needed to oil the bowl. I don't think we do. It's not really sticking. Maybe we do. I don't know, maybe we oil it a little bit. Just gonna put a tiny bit of olive oil on the sides of the bowls, just so it doesn't completely stick once it cools. Because we're gonna toss this next in the fridge. Oh my God, this is amazing, dude. This is like the craziest thing ever. Okay, so we're gonna toss this in the fridge and let it cool while we prepare the rest of the recipe, but god dang, look at that. We made some cheese, dude. So this is gonna be our cheese curds. We're gonna like piece this up and sprinkle it all over our poutine bowl to finish the recipe. So fridge time. Okay, the cheese is sitting in the fridge, waiting patiently to cool off a little bit. And now all that we have left to do is make the gravy, which is super easy according to this recipe. It's basically some vegetable broth, a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of flour, kind of mixed together in a pot. So that shouldn't take a long time, which is why I think now we are going to simultaneously get our French fries and our gravy ready because they need to be cooking kind of at the same time. So now, peeling our French fries, getting them washed, and getting the oil ready to deep fry them. We can deep fry the fries right here, and we'll have the gravy kind of just sitting off to the side back here because this takes not a lot of time to do. So it is time to get our taters ready. The carb part, the main piece of this whole recipe is the fries. So we have to grab our sack of potatoes, literally, and skin them so that they're just little naked baby potatoes, and get them nice and clean so there's no starch on them. And then we're gonna fry them up like we work at a fast food restaurant, because we do, because you saw the video where I made our kitchen into a fast food restaurant. So I have work experience now. Yeah, it's frying time. All right, so we have our thing. It's the technical term for it. And we are gonna fill it with oil. If this will ever unscrew, there we go. We are using canola oil. Oh, okay, so this broke off. So now there's literally no way to get to the oil. I guess that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. And make sure you like. What am I supposed to do here? I know. Yep, there we are. Now the oil goes in. We're gonna want a few inches of oil because we're deep frying a good amount of French fries. Actually, I think we're just gonna pour the whole thing in. And we're gonna turn this on the heat, get it to about 350, I think we want, to toss our rinsed potatoes in, get these crisped up, and then they're gonna be French fries. Come on, baby. While that's doing its thing over there, we are going to get our gravy ready to go. You're technically supposed to have mushrooms, but I wasn't able to get them for this. Also, I don't think it needs it, but then again, I don't know anything about anything. AKA, I don't know shit about fuck. So we're gonna use the broth, some soy sauce, and some flour, and hope that this turns into some sort of gravy that will be good. All right, so this recipe says use brown rice flour, so we're gonna use white rice flour because brown rice, don't get me started. And we're gonna go, I think a teaspoon or maybe like a couple teaspoons of soy sauce. And then some vegetable broth. Hope it was supposed to do that. All right, you're gonna get an appropriate sized whisk and get cooking. This really feels like a lazy gravy, but hey, I'm not gonna judge here. I'm all about lazy recipes. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go get some rosemary from our garden because we're gonna season our French fries with it. So if you have rosemary, either in your garden or your fridge, go get some. Look at this. How nice. Fresh from the garden, we got some rosemary. I'm gonna chop this up and wash it before we season our fries. This is now boiling, so we're gonna add about a tablespoon of flour. We're gonna lower the heat all the way to 0.5. I need a bigger whisk. My hand is burning. All right, so we're just gonna keep this moving. I think we're gonna wanna set this off of the heat in about a minute once we're done vigorously whisking, according to the recipe and my body temperature. If your arm is tired, that means two things. You're doing a good job and your arms are out of shape, so yay. Damn. All right, there's still a few really tiny clumps, but I'm losing the energy to care about it. I wanna taste this. That tastes good. That tastes like gravy. What the heck? Dude, this whole recipe is about just cheating the system. Like, these aren't real recipes. This took 2 seconds. All right, I'm leaving that over there. So it's pushing 300. It's almost ready for our fries. We're gonna wanna have this handy in case it starts to splatter, but I don't think it should. And I think periodically we're gonna wanna turn around and just give this a nice little stir. That's fine. So here are our potatoes before they get fried. This one's a little thick. Let's cut it manually down the center. When I was doing my restaurant shopping for creating my own fast food restaurant here, I bought this, and I think it will come in handy right now to scoop out our fries. So let us see. All right, we're letting this oil heat up to, I think, actually 375. I think we want a little hotter than 300. Bunny is ready. It's time to turn these into French fries and turn this giant mess into some poutine. We go. Bunny! Guys, gals, non-binary pals, I think we have done it. Here is the masterpiece. It is our poutine. I can't even believe that I whipped this up in a day. I know this wasn't the easiest recipe, but I was looking for kind of a challenge. And as far as like making your own cheese goes, I feel like this was on that scale pretty damn simple. And I think it came out swimmingly. So Canadians and everyone else, why don't you join me in having a bite of our very own homemade poutine. Oh, I can't believe how good this looks. This is our bite, all right? Here we go. Oh my God. That tastes just like I remember it. Dude, this cheese is perfect. It like has the exact consistency we need for this, because poutine is a very specific dish, the way it's constructed. Like there's not just shredded or, you know, powdered, crumbled cheese, whatever. These are like little dollops of stretchy cheese curds, and this really feels like it's that. Dude, I can't believe how good this tastes. Okay, usually I try to just like talk about the dish, take a bite or two, but like look at it, see what we did. I just want to eat the whole thing. This cheese came out so impressively. I want to use that recipe for other stuff. I don't know what, but I mean, maybe you can plop little dollops of that and make like a margarita pizza. Cashews, man, they're the fucking truth. I'm also getting that like blood slowing, sort of going into a food coma feeling, which I think means we did it right, because I remember feeling like that when I had poutine. I don't know, man. Thank you for those of you who suggested to make poutine, because this was worth the effort. Oh my God. Okay, definitely make this. Let us see if this is poutine that is allowed or not allowed. So I went to Canada. Oh, okay, I'm feeding you.
Oh, Canada.
Can I just ask you real quick? Are you ready?
To put that in my mouth?
Are you ready? That's what she said. Are you ready to have your mind blown?
What's that?
Cheese.
I got like a whole bite of cheese and
Yeah.
no fries.
Well, that's your fault. Here.
That's really good. What kind of cheese is this?
I made my own stretchy mozzarella cheese.
How'd you make your own stretchy mozzarella cheese?
With the internet?
That was really good.
Well, the first bite was underwhelming because you got mostly cheese.
It was
but,
only cheese.
yeah, but if you have the perfect, the
You need
gravy.
fries, yeah. The gravy is it, chief. The gravy is it, chief.
Does it pass the Jenna test?
Hell yeah. Oh, that's so good. Can I have for dinner?
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's warming up to it now. She's coming back. She made a whole lap. Okay, I think she likes it.
I just want another bite really quick.
The gravy took like 2 seconds to make. This is really easy for what it is.
Gravy in 2 seconds?
Yeah, 2 seconds flat.
That's really fast for gravy.
Wait. Are you just doing laps?
I was just coming in the kitchen really quick for. Alright, I'm good.
Thank you for trying.
That's so good.
No ifs, ands, buts, or a about it. Sorry for that. You should definitely try making this at home. It is worth the effort. It is delicious. And I'm gonna eat this plus more as soon as I turn the camera off. So I can shut the lights and just eat it all in the dark. Get the food all over the walls. It's gonna be disgusting. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I'll be back with another video soon. And in the meantime, I'm gonna be doing this live. So head on over to our Twitch channel and we'll be doing some Aries Kitchen live, so you can cook along with me and we'll hang out. It's actually a really fun time. Just stay tuned to our social media accounts and I'll let you know when we're going live with that. But it's a party, so I suggest you stop by. And speaking of party, I'm gonna go eat all of this alone. Bye.